Yeah,
You're here, Jeff. Go.
Welcome to Fly Fishing Demo Derby.
You got it, Jeff. You got it. Yes.
The show formerly known as the Fan Controlled Show, the official companion show to Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment. I'm Jeff, 2 N's, 1 T Cannata. I'm here by a couple of my favorite people on the planet. It's Josh Macuga. It's Patrick Dees. The power trio rocking today.
Hey, Blink 182 only needed 3 people.
That's right.
Yeah.
What is the
Musketeers?
Who did Tom Sawyer?
Rush.
They only had 3, right?
Oh.
Neil Peart, Geddy Lee, and the other guy. Who's the other guy? Come on, BC Lion. Tell us who's in Rush.
Yeah.
Neil Peart. I like Freddie Ehrman. What's the occasion, Josh? Yeah, I was cold, so I put a sweatshirt over. And as soon as you put a sweatshirt over top of a collared shirt, automatically looks like you're going to parent-teacher night. That's where I'm at right now, Jeff. That's what's going on.
I am going to parent-teacher night tonight. I literally am going to. I'm meeting my kid's teacher tonight for the first time. Gotta establish dominance. Looking right in the eye.
Say, Alex Lifeson. Thanks, Freddie Ehrman. No, I was going to ask Jeff. Like this morning. So for the first time ever, Rosie went to school today. We didn't do daycare. We were lucky enough to have help, and Amanda. Regardless, I sobbed like a baby.
I was just going to ask, how was it? It was crazy.
I cried this morning. I cried last night.
Yep.
I cried before she got in the car. I cried on the way to the school. I'm a very emotional, high intensity human a lot.
Sure. You're in it. You're in it.
I'm in it. And she was like, bye, Dada, bye, Mama, and walked right into kindergarten or right into preschool. And Amanda and I both got in the car, and I was like, are they going to be nice to her? Like, I just lost it, right? Like, cried the 10-minute drive home. And so the thought of, like, going to a parent-teacher conference and not being like, hey, so my name's Josh. I'll be your worst nightmare if anything goes wrong. Is that how you go into these things, Jeff? Is that
no, I joke. I'm always like, it's so weird to me because you meet the teacher, and invariably they're like 10 years younger than me, you know?
Yep.
It's so weird. And they're like, I'm entrusting my kid to you, and you're supposed to be a person of authority. And I'm like, you're just a kid. You're just this young.
Well, and then so this is the first meeting though. This is not like a check-in to see how things are going, because I found that weird.
Yeah,
right?
Those are fun. I like when you go into the classroom and you have and you like have to sit on the little kid's chair. And you're like, this is where we're doing this?
I'm 7 feet tall and my knees are up around my chin, and I'm like, hey,
right. Yeah, you're like,
the teacher starts talking like, hey, listen, I think the fans should really make the decision on this one. Can you bring the app in here?
Fan controlled PTA. I like that.
Yeah, totally. Hey, Karen, why don't you shut the up? Okay. Fans have chosen. Yeah.
Well, I find it interesting because I always want to know, like, how are they doing? How do they have friends? Like, are they getting along with people? And they're like very good at verbal. Math is off the charts. Cool. You'll figure that shit out. How is he with friends? Like, is he getting along? Yeah, I'm telling you, the math through the roof. And I'm like, you're not helpful.
Yeah. That's what I want. What I want out of those meetings is like, thank you for coming in, Mr. and Mrs. Cannata. Here is the secret footage that I took of your child at play.
Yeah. And it turns out he's a sociopath. Yeah. Your worst nightmare is totally true.
This is that fly on the wall footage that you were hoping to see exactly how he behaves when no one's looking.
Yeah.
That's
could you imagine if teachers had, like, if I mean, we'll eventually get there. I mean, I would imagine some private schools do it where there's a live stream of the classroom and you can just tune in to see what's going on. Because
I wouldn't give.
Really, it would be problematic for me. It would just sit in it would be a browser tab open 24/7. I would check it between every email. Oh, okay, not eating paste. We're good. Go back to emailing. It would be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I mean, Rosie had that a couple of times. There's an app and they send you pictures like, here's Rosie eating snacks. And I was like, cool.
Can you let me know?
Yeah, great. Give me something better here, guys.
Not enough. I want the secret spy footage. That's what I want. And there's been a couple of times where I've gone, like showed up early and the kids are like out playing and like, oh, he doesn't know I'm here. And I can really watch how he is, because when the kid knows you're there, he behaves completely different
Yeah.
And when,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to know. I want to know, like, when no one's looking and it's just your peers, how are you? You know?
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
It's like it's the nanny cam. It's the meet the parents teddy bear. It's got the camera looking at all at Greg Fokker. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's been really interesting for us. So I don't know where we heard this, but we started asking 4 questions at bedtime every night. And it's changed my relationship. So 1, best part of the day.
Yeah.
2, worst part of the day.
Okay.
What's an example of somebody who was really kind to you?
Yeah.
And what was an example of a time that you were kind to somebody else?
Love it.
He comes locked and loaded with examples of all of the above, spends all day looking for ways to like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be one of the stories or whatever. And I was like, he like candidate for the worst part of the day. Am I right? You know what I mean? It's the best. It's the best. So I've enjoyed it.
Great.
Amanda and I think we saw that on some sort of social media, or maybe you told me that, Dees, but we're going to start doing that very soon.
Change the game.
Right.
Yeah, I think it holds them accountable too. And I mean, this is really fan-controlled parenting at this point. It's like, hey,
that's right.
I'm gonna go on social media and watch some guy in a TED Talk be like, "Okay, so if your kid, like the kid, you listen to that Canadian guy, is like, oh, you want to be close with your kids, eh? Like you gotta be doing this, you know? Like,
Give him a Molson Lice. Yes.
We do things we're grateful for at dinner.
Oh,
like, what are you grateful for today?
Which is big. We actually were just talking a little bit about like implementing something along those lines because not a lot of gratitude going on.
I got my sayings. I go, gratitude comes from gratitude leads to great attitude. That's
there you
I love
go.
it.
Yeah, gratitude leads to great attitude.
I
I got a lot of
something-
I got a lot of little sayings. I'm trying to like click into the sayings. I
We
say
should start a T-shirt company, Jeff, and put those all over t-shirts.
dad shirts.
Dad shirts. There you go. Make them just tight enough that you think you're going to lose weight, and just loose enough like I don't need to. It's like right in between medium large or large extra large. It's just like like this used to fit, but I'm not going to buy another one.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I have the shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need more. John Gary in the chat says, when FCF returns, I would like to see you use a fan on your draft night shows, which I absolutely love incorporating live fans in more of the actual broadcast, like around real-time decisioning. Like, you know what I mean? And like, honestly, I know this is a big shift off of parenting, but Josh, a lot of focus on current broadcasts that we're producing now is this like, this watch along, this like watch party.
Yeah, watch party. Yeah.
Where
100%. I mean, we used a lot of fans during draft night last year, but it was just me telling people like, I'm getting texts from fans in the Knights of Degen, and they are upset. They are not happy. But yeah, I mean, listen, if there are fans in the area and they want to be a part of shows and they want to be part of the watch parties and all that kind of stuff, the more footage we have of fans calling plays on apps, fans engaging on apps, only helps more fans download the app to call plays on the app. That's the most times I've said app in one breath in my life.
It started to sound weird.
engaging.
You know, when you say the word too many times, like app. That's a weird word. App. It's weird. App.
Guys, let me tell you about apps, okay?
Yeah,
Chili's Chicken Crispers are
just-
changing the fucking game.
Blue
Oh my God.
onion.
Can I tell you something? My wife last week went to go see the Barbie movie with a bunch of friends. Like,
Okay.
I was like, honey, I'll watch the kids. You go see the Barbie movie. They organized the whole thing. She got, it was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them, all the moms in the area that she's on text messages with so they can make each other feel guilty for not being as good a mom as each other.
Of course, you got to out mom each other.
Yeah. Anyway, they organized, they all got dressed up in their pink outfits and they went, but beforehand, they went and had a cocktail at the finest restaurant in our area, the Chili's.
Yes.
And I
It's
said,
got a great happy
I've
hour.
heard of that
I said,
establishment.
honey, you have to get the chicken crisps because
Oh my-
Josh told me they have perfected the chicken crisps. This is our opportunity. You get to try them out. Josh told me I got to try, and then she didn't get them. She didn't buy them.
Can you give me Aaron's number?
Yeah.
I'd like
Definitely.
To really
Please.
just,
Thank you.
Yeah, just
tell her
start a
straight
giant
up,
thread. Let's just pile on.
Yeah, because
I couldn't
the
believe it.
chicken
I was like,
crispers-
she got home. She's like, oh, the movie was amazing. I was like, shut up about the movie. I want to know about those chicken crisps. She's
Every
like, "Oh,
time we go to Chili's, Amanda says the same thing. Can't believe we're coming back here. And then when we leave, she goes, you know what? It's actually pretty good. I was like, I know. The happy hour is fantastic. The chicken crispers are off the planet. It just doesn't get much better than Chili's. Come at me with your Michelin stars, okay? The Southwestern egg rolls are delicious. They are delicious.
I don't know. Like the real life and these shows, a lot of time just kind of blend together in one malaise in my mind. So I don't know if we've talked about this last time you brought it up, but did we talk about Dave's Hot Chicken on the show? Do you know of Dave's Hot Chicken?
Yeah, the one in Atlanta. It was right by Pullman Yards.
I didn't realize it was. I hadn't tried it when we were in Pullman, like an idiot. They've projected the chicken sandwich like it is everything else on them. It's not even a close.
There is a place in the Grove in the farmers market.
Bring it.
Don't know the name of it, but the buffalo chicken sandwich, like the hot chicken sandwich, is fantastic. And I'm not about stabbing people, but when Popeyes came out with that chicken sandwich, it did kind of deserve a good stabbing. It was pretty damn good.
A mild poke really compared. You know what I mean? Like, no, not a whole stabbing. I would say a little poke.
Yeah, like a fork in the rib.
Yes, yeah.
There's a oh god, now it just jumped out of my head. The name of there's a chicken place that's here. That's a fast food chain. Raising Cane's. It's Cane's. It's everywhere around here. Every time I drive by it, there's a line around the building for the drive-through. I've never tried it, but everybody's like, "Oh, it's delicious. It's amazing. You gotta try it."
It's yes. My brother, he's been battling pretty hard the last few years. He does a ton of weed edibles, right? It's for pain, it's for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Thank God.
And the other night we were high, just eating Raising Cane's, and we on a whiteboard, like we were pitching a sitcom, started rating not just fast food chicken, but chicken experiences we've had in our life.
Okay.
And it started turning into the Charlie from Always Sunny with the red line. Cigarette. Ben's like, what about the wings we had in college at Champs the one time that the Steelers opened on Monday night and beat the Tennessee Titans 38-10? I was like, put it on the board. Put it right on the board.
Amazing.
It got to the point where Ben was like, okay, do you remember that time we were at Chick-fil-A? And we were in the drive-thru, and that homeless guy was pounding on the windshield of the car in front of us, and we were getting nervous that the homeless guy was going to come pound on our windshield. It just turns out that that car in front of us promised him chicken and then didn't give him chicken. And so he had blocked the entire drive-thru. It was like, put it on the board. Put it on the board.
55 chickens and 55 colors.
I don't know what to tell you, bud. We're just getting a bunch of coffins, bodies flying out of coffins. Not my fault they're nude.
What about Roscoe's, guys? What about Roscoe's chicken and waffle?
Is overrated. The waffle.
I agree.
How dare you?
No, it's very good, but people talk about it like it is just this transcendent culinary experience. It's very good. I live near a Roscoe's, the one on Sunset. I liked it. It was fine.
One succulent breast, one delicious waffle. Come on.
I mean, it's very good.
Number 17.
Weirdly enough, that was my first pitch to a strip club. They're like, one succulent breast. One waffle. I was like, sign me up. Sounds intriguing. What's this, Total Recall? Missing two breasts?
Total Recall with the woman with 3 breasts, which was a very formative moment in my childhood movie watching life.
You wish I had 3 hands.
It's broke my dumb small brain.
I always wish I had 3 hands. That's a fan thing. Like, let's add the 3rd hand. The fans have chosen a power up. It's time for Jeff's 3rd hand. What's he gonna do with it?
Whoa!
It's terrifying.
You're in the middle.
Peanut FCF, Raising Cane's is my idea of heaven. A restaurant that serves only chicken tenders sent me straight to the pearly gates the first time I had it. Not only that, they have a great Texas toast, fantastic French fries, and their sauce.
But isn't it just called Cane's now, not Raising Cane's anymore? Did they cut
Jeff,
the raisin off?
They don't call them the Tampa Bay Devil Rays anymore. They just call them the Rays, but they'll always be the Devil Rays to me.
I think that's
KFC
right.
now.
I think that's right. Yeah. I mean, can we get back to Dave's Hot Chicken though for a minute? Like, I feel like we glossed right over that. You're like, okay, great, but Cane's, like Drake, legend, they have it on a wall when you walk in. It's like, yo, Drake tried this at a pop-up stand, wrote us a check for several $1 million. Now we're everywhere. Bam. Big. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's your
so
rooster
good.
and cock it.
It's so good.
Honestly, I tried it.
It passed the point where I wish I didn't know it existed. I don't know if you guys have this problem. Like, honestly, I eat, well, you guys know me. Like, I eat like a monk. It's like I eat to live. I don't live to eat. This is the food that I go, Oh man, it's like 8:30 at night. I was like, I could just eat this till I'm sick. Like, and now with the advent of like a delivery, it's an active battle not to order Dave's Hot Chicken at 9:30 at night. And
Is
just
it
order.
really that easy? I thought that was a place that you have to like plan ahead because there's always a line and it's always going to be busy. And
Not out here. I mean, I walk right in. I had it last weekend. It's problematic.
Okay.
2 sliders.
They got them in Arizona, Florida, Anaheim, Artesia, Costa Mesa, Culver City, El Cajon, Escondido. Woo,
in Colorado
Tulsa,
locations?
Fair
No,
Oaks.
no.
I'm
Colorado?
looking. Fullerton, Glendale. They're all over California. Holy
Yeah,
moly.
they are. I mean, thanks, Drake.
Oh,
You know
wait,
what I mean?
Dave's Hot Chicken? Yeah. The one in Koreatown is the one I've been to. Oh, Fairfax. Oh, wait, yeah. Okay.
I'm telling you, I just
Put it on the table. Put it on the
I
table.
just put it on the board. It doesn't have to be up there with the Seahawks.
Put it
victory,
on the
but
board.
Yeah, put it on the board.
Right.
Sorry. Thank you for doubling back on that. I just wanted it to get its flowers, you know?
No.
I just didn't know it existed, and then I feel like paying it forward because I was angry at everybody I knew for not telling me that it existed beforehand. So I was just trying to pay it forward a little bit.
Do you guys
Hot wings.
remember the KFC Double Down? Do you remember that when it
I
was?
do remember that, of course.
I don't
Yeah.
know why anybody would put that into themselves, but
No,
Yeah.
I did many a time.
What about Hot Wings
self-loathing, yeah.
Cafe on Melrose? Hot Wings Cafe on Melrose.
Josh said he did like he didn't eat crispy like Lucky Charms from the Eisenhower administration like on the regular on television. Like
Yeah.
I would do it. Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Jeff? Where?
No, I was bringing another chicken place. That
Josh like
What about Jeep's Hot Chicken on Melrose? That didn't exist,
Yes.
Jeff. Oh yeah, right. Only in my mind.
incredible.
no. Hot Wings Cafe. You guys know Hot Wings Cafe on Melrose? No.
I don't think I ever went there.
They,
No,
had
me
a,
neither.
they have a 50 platter. My friend and I used to go and just split a 50 platter of wings.
That
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Sounds all right.
Good times.
Yeah. Fan controlled chicken's actually pretty good. You
That's not bad.
get a whole bunch of spices. If fans say what spices to put on it, how to cook it, and the best man's chicken win.
So if we had to rate cuts of chicken,
Yeah.
nothing beats the drumstick, right? Drumstick wins. Yes.
No,
For-
I think I would go with a nice boneless breast because I don't want to get dirty. I
How
really
dare you? No,
I think it depends on its like what are you using it for? Like if you're just
Eating?
picking up and eating it. Well, no, yeah, I'm like, well,
fixing my car.
playing pickleball, then you got a deal. I'm with like so like chicken breast goes in the sandwich. Like I don't, but
Right.
like if just finger food. It's like it's a leg.
Yes.
Well, but like
yeah.
a thigh is good.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
love a thigh. I love a wing. But
Not
I'll
discerning.
give me a nice drumstick. You know, like a fried drumstick or even a baked drumstick. Ooh, I love it. A little hot sauce on it.
I think one of the better things is like the rotisserie chicken at grocery stores, like at a Ralph's or whatever.
Yeah.
The drumsticks fresh off that. Like even in my car, I'll buy the rotisserie chicken. I'm like, I'm having a drumstick while I drive. Now my
Wait
car is
till-
greasy and smelly for a week, but I don't.
You're gonna wait till you to get that all the way home.
while I drive. Arr, just driving along. Arr.
F
My
you,
life-
copper, hands free my ass.
My life is a series of systems to not
Try to
like,
put the cuffs on these greased up arms, baby. Sorry, Patrick. What were you
No,
saying?
no. My life is a series of systems to prevent me from doing. I also have that problem. Like if the groceries are in the back seat, I was like, well, I can't wait till I get home. Now I have a frunk where they're literally in a whole other compartment, and it can't make the car smell like anything, and B, I can't put my hand in there.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey, it's in the frunk. It's out of my control.
Sometimes Rosie sees things in like at Trader Joe's or at the grocery store. It's like this, and and then I open it, and then she's eating it, and I'm like, well, I'll eat it. And then before you know it, half the items in the cart are open, and I'm just like, sorry about this one. Yeah,
They're used to it.
That's why they give you.
care less.
That's why they give you the stickers for the kids, so you can just reseal all the things that they open.
So true story. I grew up not drinking, as you guys know. I grew up very, very religious, very Mormon.
at all? How are
no.
you still here? You
At-
gotta
at-
stay hydrated.
at all. So I had very little alcohol when I was I think 25 is when I had my first drink, right? So about 25 or 26, somebody had sent me to the store to get some wine, knowing nothing about wine. I've had wine maybe 3 times in my entire life, don't know the differences of any of it. And I'm in the grocery store and also subscribe to that. You can try shit when you're in the grocery store, you just pay for it later. So those little bottles of Sutter Home wine things, right? I drank 3 of them walking around the grocery store thinking I could just drink wine. And I was like, I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I was noticeably buzzed. No tolerance at all my time. So 3 of those things, I'm feeling pretty good when I'm checking out. I hand her 3 bottles of wine and then the rest of the wine. And he goes, wait, you just drank these here? Yes. Like, didn't think there was any problem with alcohol laws, or he's like, there's not an open container. So not even knowing what those words mean. I'm like, do you take Visa? I don't know. Like, just check out.
It makes you a hobo.
I know. I'm aware. But at the time, like, literally, it was an innocent mistake. But much years later, I'm like, man, not a good look. It's like I wasn't a child either. I was 25.
I want to pay for them. I'm not a monster.
I'm not leaving.
It's the George Costanza line. I'm sorry. I was unaware that was frowned upon here.
I literally didn't. I thought it was my shamelessly. I was like, I don't know, take it. Yeah, real
Freddie Airmail said,
so
what about the roast beef sandwiches?
Roast beef.
Peanut FCF in here really saying some outrageous things like boneless wings are overrated. You're wrong. Boneless wings are great. Now it depends on where you get the boneless wings. A lot of places are putting way too much breading on it. Okay. And that's a real, if I was running for president, the 3 things that I would change: 1, get rid of so much breading on boneless wings. 2, let Jeff figure it out. Yeah, I think so.
That's an executive order.
He's my VP, but we're going to run it together. Jeff does all the heavy lifting. I'm just the face that everybody hates.
Smart.
You know? Okay. I'm just out there going like, you guys like chicken? Making the breading up, and then Jeff's in the background like, I don't know how to figure this whole thing.
Just buried in paperwork. I don't know.
The voters have spoken.
Hey, anybody seen the president? He's golfing again. Who's in charge? Jeff. Duh.
Duh. I saw here in the
Peanut FCF correcting me. I'm so sorry. Overhated, Josh, not overrated. Overhated. That is correct.
Yes,
they are overhated.
Yeah.
Peanut said the rotisserie chicken at Arby's is the best thing ever. To which I will retort,
they have the meats.
I have never in my life eaten at Arby's. Not once.
What?
Never.
I've only had the only item on the menu is just like a Arby's jumbo. Like you can only get the roast beef. Like you can't. I didn't think it was legal to order. In fact, I thought it was fake. I thought those other items were like if you ordered one, they're like, ha, you don't get this shit.
I will say I did see a homeless guy sleeping at the one on Sunset one time, and I walked in and walked out. However, in college at Penn State on Thursdays for about 3 months until I think we put the restaurant out of business, it was that 5 for $5.
Oh, yeah.
2
off. Been there.
Yeah. And I'd spend $100 on Arby's and then just take it back to the fraternity. I was like, here's dinner for everybody. Because I was in charge of dinners. I was like the chef.
Oh, yeah. Chef Josh. Chef Josh for president. Chef Josh for president.
Yes, Jeff.
Yes, Chef.
Yes. I want to say there was a time in college in the 90s. There's a time in the 90s when McDonald's had, I want to say 25-cent burgers and 35-cent cheeseburgers.
It was in 1990, 91 because I was like 9, 8.
It had to be later than that because I was in college.
You were in college, so it was like most of the 90s and into the early 2000s.
It had to be later. It had to be like 95, 96 because I was in college, and we would go and we would get 15 cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Oh, easy
for like $5, and it was it's like. The fact that I would put that in myself,
yeah.
Like if you could give me a cheeseburger for 35 cents, I shouldn't be eating that.
Correct.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was like a gift from God. I was like, you're gonna give me an entire cheeseburger for 35 cents?
Yeah.
My mom, after swim practice in high school, it was on Tuesday nights, Jeff. It was always Tuesday night. It was 25 cents and 35 cents. After swim practice, when I finally got my license, I would drive to McDonald's and I would have 7 by myself, like no problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, so in Tucson, Arizona, so about the time I was 16, I think I might have told you this, they had all you can eat McDonald's.
Oh.
And it was one fee. No, so then it becomes a fucking challenge. And when you're 16 and you're 6'4", I'm gonna eat you under the table. So we would leave soccer practice, and the goal was we didn't measure it by actual items. It was how much trash you could pile on the table. And so we'd be like, I think we're gonna hit this much, and it would just be this deep of fries and like. Just it was the grossest thing ever. But at 16, it doesn't really affect you. You're just like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah, when I was in college, there was this place called Fresh Choice. I don't know if you've ever heard of that place. Mm-hmm. It was a chain for a while, short-lived, but it was an all-you-can-eat like salad bar and pizza station, and they had some others like pasta and stuff.
Like Shakey's.
Kind of like Shakey's. Yeah. We would go in college. We would go, and we had read an article that like your your stomach can't communicate to your brain that it's full for 20 minutes or something, like 22 minutes or something like that. So we would set a clock on the counter. I'm not fucking joking. I'm not joking. We would set a clock and we would just gorge ourselves as much as we could. We're like, our brains can't go to stop.
Oh my God. We thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, this is bad.
How did anyone survive their teenage years?
Hey, show name, All You Can Jeef.
Strong. I think Jeef, that's a good one.
Freddie!
My favorite so far in the clubhouse is Woody the Duck with, I shouldn't be eating that. Show name.
I shouldn't be eating. That's very good.
Yeah. Put that on the table, Jess. Put it on the table.
Very good
Well,
one.
speaking of things that we can maybe fan control, Jeff.
Yes.
Got a text late last night.
Okay.
No, I will say it was at a normal hour, but it was shocking. Now, Dees has been known, as you know, in our group thread. He'll be like, hey, guys, what do you think of this? And it's 2 a.m. And I'm like,
yes.
Patrick,
on the regular.
Yes.
On the regular. Okay. But Patrick texted me, hey, this happened. And then he sent a picture of 2 kittens. Okay.
I
don't know. I'm not sure. So
what?
For video watchers, I got this little dude right here.
Our views just jumped. We got...
Yeah.
Look at this. Yeah, that's what I thought the fans wanted was cat content. This is all about this show, cat content.
It's all cat. It's fan-controlled cats.
Okay? Oh, did you hear the little squeak, little meow? It's adorable.
Okay. So
I couldn't get just one, boys.
Why?
Now,
why would you?
Two.
What happened?
Well, so I don't know. So the idea of getting one cat sounded like a good idea. For years, I've been not anti-pet. I grew up with dogs. They had cats later in life, but they weren't my parents. I was like 17, 18 when they got the cats. They were never friends of mine or whatever. But I had dogs my entire life and thought it would be a good idea to get some cats. A cat, singular. So was getting my hair cut, and my stylist was like, whatever you do. So I had said this. So sorry, back that up. I was explaining that I was looking at potentially getting a cat. She was like evangelizing, hardly change your life, all this other jazz. Awesome. And then I said, it feels mean to take it away from its siblings. Like, that's mean. And she's like, whatever you do, don't get one. It's the meanest thing ever. And I was like, I'm getting one cat. It'll be fine. I'll be a great cat dad. Will love me to death. No problem. I get there. Okay. I don't know you buy a cat. Craigslist. Couldn't go to their house. They said, pictures. There were pictures. Meet us at Starbucks. Meet us at Starbucks. What? We don't want you. So I thought it felt like a drug deal. They showed up with a bag of cats. And this little guy was the one I had seen the ad for. And I think he's the runt. He's incredible. He's tiny. And I was like very excited about him. But they were like all together and they were like little cuddle puddles of cats. And I thought it felt so mean to be like, you no longer get to see your siblings anymore. And I like literally couldn't not get a second cat.
I'd be sea lion.
Yeah, you got to get
lion.
Well, I think,
and you guys know cats, so the reason I bring this up is because I literally am Googling I owned the cat, then Googled what cats should eat. I bought this on a whim, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe some fancy feast, totally ill-equipped to set this up, like nothing. It was, and then I texted you guys, I was like, I don't know, I'm now a cat owner, so I would love cat tips. These cats don't have names. I can tell you what I'm leaning toward, but I'm very open. Okay, so I'll show you. So, are you guys Ender's Games fan? Do you know Ender's Game?
Real quick, as you're telling them the names, that Freddie Emerald said it best. Fan votes for names.
Yes.
Everybody start submitting your names. Jess, in the next 8 minutes, submit as many names as you can. If we like it, I will feature it, and Jess Samola will put it in a poll. The top 5 names go into a poll.
Gotta have. We're not just doing individual names. You got to have 2 names per submission.
Names. Correct.
Somebody and somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. Name. And
I'm a fan of things that go together. Like I had thought about Loki and Thor. Doesn't work for these two, but I thought because whatever, like he's not very trickery and the other guy's not much of a Thor. I thought Shake and Bake. Josh and I pitched the same ones. Doesn't really hit. But if you've got a pair, I would be very open.
They're both boy cats?
Both boy cats. So I felt so things that would go together. So I'm leaning toward things that don't go together. Very curious your take.
King Cost says John and Wick.
John and Wick.
John and Wick is so good. Greg and Mescal. Oh, this is amazing.
So good.
John Wick, early leader. Jess, put it in the poll.
This was such a good
Ink
decision.
and toner.
Ink and toner. Good luck. Ink. Toner. I think it works.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's really good. So I've got, so I like Bean. So I don't know if you've read Ender's Game. This guy is the runt, and he's tiny and small and amazing and looked like a good little bean. This doesn't work for audio listeners. I'm so sorry. And then this one, it's white and it's got a little heart on its head. Oh. So I was going to do like Ghost, but that seems weird to name a cat Ghost. So I had like Spectre. I was thinking of other names. So right now I'm leaning toward Bean and Spectre, but I don't have any like predisposition or anything. So I'm very open to fans naming the cats. And also very open to people giving tips about ownership and how to make sure they're happy and all this other nonsense, because I'm not totally equipped.
Emerald likes cats. So if he's got any kind of cat, Smokey and Bandit, Peanut FCF, King Kong,
strong.
Ham and Potato, Whiskey. Okay. Now this is what I sent Dees last night, Jeff.
Okay? These are very good.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
I've got Meowers Booth and Bill Meower for Bill Cower.
Very good.
So Meowers Booth. Meowers Booth. Okay. How about the Big Lemiowski?
That is a gold star suggestion, man. I laughed about that to myself for an hour. I would just be walking through the kitchen like Big Lebowski. So good.
I've got Pedro and Pascal.
That's pretty good. Pedro and Pascal is pretty good.
Utter genius.
Pedro and Pascal. That's very good.
And then Mike and Marcus from Bad Boys. Not
Of
as
course.
good.
Of course.
And then Laverne and Shirley, of course. The always classic cat.
For two dudes.
for two boys.
Squiggy and what's the other one?
Lenny and Squiggy?
Lenny and Squiggy.
Lenny and Squiggy is strong
Sonic
too.
and Tails.
Oh my God. King
Sonic
Ka
and
is on a roll.
Come on.
I think Sonic and Tails is a leader in the clubhouse so far. Cloak and Dagger.
Sonic and Tails. I kind of still love John and Wick.
It's so
John
good.
and Wick good. Like this is my cat John. And this is Wick. That's so good.
When I was growing up, I pitched my parents consistently on getting a dog so I could name it like Ask It. And they'd be like, "What's your dog's name?" I'd be like, "You ask it. What's your name?" Like, and I would laugh at them because they would ask my dumb dog his name over and over.
Ask It.
Yeah, but they never let me have a dog named Ask It. I just thought it would be funny when people ask the dog name. I'd be like, "Ask It," and then they'd look down at the dog. "What's your name?" And like I would laugh. I'm like, "You're so dumb."
All right, Link and Zelda, Gizmo and Gaskets.
Oh, Link and Zelda.
So Jess, put in Ink and Toner. I think that's a classic. I gotta put in
John and Wick, Sonic and Tails, Link and Zelda. They're all very good. Man,
Jeff, what do you got? You got anything?
Oh man, and do you have cats?
These are so good. I do not have cats.
You do not have cats.
I had one rule when I married my wife, and that was no pets.
That was your rule, not hers.
My rule. My rule is no
You're
pets.
just not a pet person.
I love pets. I love visiting pets and then leaving them and not being responsible for them.
I said the same thing about kids and pets.
Yeah,
I did. I lost one of those battles.
Yeah.
I will tell you that we went to a friend's house the other night, and they had a Labrador named Bella that my daughter just fell in love with. And my wife's like, "You're going to be the one that have to say no to her." And I'm like, "Yeah, I will say no."
I got it. You're like, I got that lock.
I'm happy to do that. But my daughter, Rocky and Balboa.
Oh my God, it's so good.
What about this one? What about Owen Wilson and Meow? Meow.
Meow. Meow. Luke and Owen. It could be Luke and Owen.
Luke and Owen.
Yeah, Luke. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Man. Jar Jar and Binks.
No. Thought you were going deep cut Star Wars. Owen and Beru, right? Like Uncle Owen.
Owen and Beru. That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, so Josh, talk to me a little bit about cat ownership. Like, what are the do's? What are I know this is riveting sports content that everybody's excited about.
I know. Controlled cats. Basically, they like.
I do have some app news toward the end of the show, so we will get there. But
what about here you go. Here's
hit me.
Sports and entertainment.
It's so good. It's so good. Which one of you guys wants to be sports?
What about Glacier and Boy?
The white guy be a glacier. Like, he'd be a good glacier boy. He would be a good glacier boy.
Yeah.
So here's what happened with us. I was way allergic.
Wild and Aces? I'm sorry. Wild and Aces. Come on.
Wild and Aces.
Oh, so good. Sorry, go ahead.
Repeat is solid. I was going to say, what about bored and ape? Or
bored? What cat bored?
Yeah, he's bored. What's up with him now? Yeah. Okay, so what happened was I was allergic to cats as a kid, and then as I got older, I got less and less allergic. I know that happens to some people.
How does that change?
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't. I got the allergy test when I was a kid, and the guy was like, "You're definitely allergic to cats." And I just got it a couple months ago, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you're not really allergic to cats." And I was like, "Wow, okay." So we live on a ranch. One day, right outside this window, 2 kittens appeared. We have this ranch cat. Her name is Smokey. She's a badass. Apparently, she got knocked up by the cat down the street. And they had these 2 little gray cats. And so I had to take care of these cats down here in this area for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks until we found them owners. And I will tell you this. One, at first, kittens are like very sheepish. And then all of a sudden, like overnight, they grow, like they just get badass. Like the kitten we had could climb the ceiling. Like she could legit Spider-Man. Like she would run so fast that she'd like.
That sounds like a John Wick move.
It is a John Wick move.
Yeah,
it really is. And so you really have to kind of like, you do not let them get the upper hand. They will eventually have the upper hand, but you have to actually like train the cats. They say you can't train cats. They get potty trained.
Hear that?
Real
Who's
quick.
in charge? Who's in charge?
Oh my God, that thing is
just
so
establishing dominance. I know, it's incredible. They're just chilling in my lap. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, King Kong, your cells die and you remake them over time. So after 7 years, you're technically a completely new person. That's why you can lose allergies. Bing, bang, boom.
I've heard that stat, but is that true? Is that related? You have a science show, Jeffrey, that plays in my pocket from time to time.
I don't know
have
if
you ever done a show about allergies?
I don't know if that's related to allergies. I don't know that it's not. I'm not calling BS. I just have never heard that related to allergies before. But
yeah. Freddie,
all my
brother's
kids.
Cat climbs everywhere, but having only 3 legs slows him down a bit.
Dude, I dated a girl in high school that had a cat that was so fat that it would drag.
How fat was it?
It would drag its stomach, so it would walk, and its stomach was touching the ground, so it was dragging its under.
Hate Mondays?
Dude, I hated Mondays. It would rest, and it would just retract its arms. It was already touching the ground.
I think she had a turtle, dude. I'm sorry to tell you.
Only cat I could ever catch.
So I will say that.
I thought about Garfield a minute.
Like, you just kind of got it, because one of the kittens we gave to our friends down in LA, and I knew this cat would be a problem because they can't train anything. They're the kind of people that like sleep in till 10:30 as adults. I'm like, oh, what are you guys doing? We're adults now. This is insane.
Yeah.
So when we were down at their house in LA,
afternoon.
the cat would, like jump a
Sounds
cat.
great. I know.
I mean, I'd love
Sounds
to
great.
do that. I don't think adults have that ability. I don't know. I know I can't.
No.
Rosie comes in at 7:30. She's like, hey, you.
Josh.
Hey, Josh, get up. But this cat would like jump attack you from like railings and stairs. Like you'd be walking like, hey, Nick. So if you can teach a cat not do that.
Okay. Got a lot of what not to do's. This is good. Okay.
Yeah. King Ka coming in here hot. King Ka, the science guy. You can also build an immunity to it slowly by introducing an allergy in small doses continually over time, i.e. allergy shots. Me and my pops have allergies.
Iocane powder.
Eat peanuts. Yeah.
That's how I got immune to iocane powder.
What's iocane?
Yeah, what is iocane?
I've been giving myself small doses. I clearly can't drink the one in front of me.
Oh. Princess Bride reference?
Yeah.
You know what? My favorite.
They swapped the things, and then he drinks it. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was in both of ours," and I've been slowly building up an immunity to it over many years.
Freddie Airmail referencing King Ka. He called him King Ka, the science guy, which is also just so good.
Come on,
Freddie. Goddamn
Freddie,
legend.
come on.
Just a goddamn legend.
What would we do without you, Freddie?
I don't know.
I never want to know.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for indulging cat talk. I just was it's a big life event.
Real quick, we've got I think John and Wick runs away with it, but let's put a poll. John and Wick, Ink and Toner, Sonic and Tails, and what other ones do you want? Do you want Owen Wilson and meow?
I mean, I can't name it that, but I'm fine if it's in the poll. Come on, meow.
Meow and Wilson.
How about Taylor and Swift?
Oh, how about Eras and Tour?
Bon and Jovi. Let's just go.
Bon and Jovi is not bad. Bon and Jovi is not bad.
Yeah.
Good. That is pretty good. What about Slick and Nick?
Ooh.
Slick and Nick.
If I lose
you guys
one of them,
have
it's going to be very
friend?
tragic if I've just got one half of a pair. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just Slick.
It's just John.
Just John. He lost his wick. You know what I mean? He lost his wick.
I had a friend,
Lanky and the guy.
Oh! I just scared the cats. I yelled so loud. Lanky and the guy's very good.
Guns and Roses. Guns is welcome to the gun show.
Guns and Roses is a great idea. That's a good one.
You're in California. Guns, not really like that popular to name something. Although you are in Temecula, which seems pretty like gunny. Like it's kind of a gunny area.
Yes. A lot of dark Brandon bumper stickers and guns everywhere.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. It's some kind of wrapped Tesla in my neighborhood down the street that says, let's go, Brandon, wrapped over the giant, all the way across it.
Over a Tesla?
Over a Tesla.
Welcome to feels like mixed. I mean, I guess Elon is now.
Welcome
guy,
to Temecula. Oh, I know. Yep. Well,
hey, cat name pulls up. John and Wick, Ink and Toner, Sonic and Tails, Bon and Jovi, Mario and Luigi.
Thank you guys for indulging me in cat talk for a minute, because this is wild. This is like 2 days ago, I would have bet you $1,000 I would not own a cat, and all of a sudden I own two now. So.
You would have been right. You don't own a cat.
That's right.
Any cat. Patrick, just so you know, for the rest of your life and these cats' lives, you'll be getting a voice text every now and then. It just goes like meow.
Perfect. I'd expect nothing less.
Okay, well, we do have some Discord questions if we would like to get to a couple of those. But Dees, and we have a fun sports question I wouldn't mind talking about.
And I want to talk a little bit about the Johnny Doc if we can.
Yeah.
You saw it, Johnny Doc.
I did see the Johnny Doc. Jeff, did you watch the Johnny Manziel documentary?
Johnny Doc. I watched the
trailer. Yeah.
Johnny Doc. Yeah.
The trailer's riveting.
It is. And
the actual documentary is riveting too. It is. Yeah. Here's the thing that's my only issue with the documentary. It's about 55 minutes long, okay? And for 52 of those minutes, 51 of those minutes was awesome. And then the last 4 minutes are like, okay, and it's over now.
Wait, what?
I was like, wait, we don't.
That's weird.
It was so good, and then all of a sudden it was just like, and that's the story of Johnny Manziel. I was like, yeah, but he left Cleveland like 8 years ago. What? And we know the AAF and the FCF, and we like his life, and he's doing this and things.
And I know for a fact that we sent them a bunch of footage. We were of the understanding we were going to be like a postscript to it. Like it feels like it should have been an hour and 10. They could have talked about the journey after that, because like honestly, what I find so interesting about the documentary is like I knew about as much as anybody knew about Johnny Manziel before, like having met him and having worked with him here, and I think the dude rules. I think one of my favorite things is people.
But he's awesome.
No, but look, the way Johnny talks about his life, like one of my favorite things, and I admire the most about people, is where people just own something and be like, look, this is what it was. Here's what I've learned from it. I am moving on powerfully. And I think that I don't know. I could wax poetic about my youth and growing up and making mistakes and whatnot, but I admire that tremendously. And Johnny said to us repeatedly about like one of the big reasons that he was at Fan Control Football and will continue to be for season 3 is that, look, he let a lot of guys down that had trained 24/7 for their entire lives to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then they were, their success was largely tied to his preparation and his game day work, and it wasn't there. And he let guys down, and he wanted to he's turned that page and wanted to pay it forward and be a mentor to guys in this league that are looking to get to the next level. And I really admire that. Like, again, he's so self-aware. He knows what happened. He knows, and like, look, it's a lot to be put on anybody's shoulders. And that's why I can't wait to watch it. Cause like hearing him talk about it was riveting. And I think really inspiring to say, look, yeah, I made some mistakes. I'm getting through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 72 minutes, and Peanut's saying there's a second part. I don't think there is a second part.
No, there's a whole there's a series of crazy events. Like there's a Tebow, Florida one.
Yeah, there's no more Johnny Manziel.
No,
there's like they did a Jake Paul one, Johnny Manziel. The Florida one I can't wait for. I just finished the Jake Paul one. Amanda and I watched last night. She was riveted by it. I thought it was really well done. I didn't know anything about. I didn't know a lot about it, but I don't think I ever had an opinion on the Paul brothers. I was like, hey, listen, make your money, be insane.
Me too.
People, do your thing. I never thought they were good people. I never I just I was like, that is something that the YouTube generation loved. Was like, hey, we're gonna blow up a house in Calabasas and get 1 million hits on it. That's what you do. Okay, whatever. But them getting into this and seeing like kind of their background and everything, I thought it was actually really well done, and it kind of makes you like them more.
Yeah, I bet.
So
Jeff's not buying it. He's not going to walk out being a Jake.
I'm not going to watch anything about the Pauls.
No, yeah,
personally.
I can't.
But
I can see it on your face.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, I'm going to
watch
like
the
him.
Manziel one. I'm curious about Manziel.
Yeah.
He seemed like a decent dude. The thing that won me over with him was standing on the sidelines at FCF and watching him unprompted take off his Jordan 1s, sign them, and hand them to a couple of kids in the crowd. Like, he just decided to do that. I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Well, so a guy that worked with us at Vancouver Football was so excited. I'll talk to Josh about who that was in a bit, but was so excited. Knew that Johnny was coming to the bubble. Knew that he was coming in second season. Bought like an original A&M jersey, and at some point was like, when the time is right, I'm gonna have him sign it. I don't want to pressure him or be weird or whatever. But he was around him 24/7. Never got that chance. So going into that like second to last week, Johnny was out there, and we were at the Bucket Shop, which is the bar right next where we always went next to the hotel. And I was with Grant, and Grant and I talked to Johnny a little bit about it. It was like, he's been wanting to do this forever. Maybe you just grab a drink. We'll buy the drink. And he's like, no, I got it. Went over, sat in a corner with his dude, spent 25, 30 minutes talking about all things football. He got just this one-on-one with his dude that he was so starstruck by. And Johnny he was the only focus. He wasn't there with like 6 other dudes. It was him and this guy one-on-one who clearly that guy will be talking about for the rest of his life. And I just thought it was awesome. He was like, yes, I'm so on board for this. And again, I felt like countless examples of that over the course of the season.
Yeah. There's one thing at the beginning of the documentary I thought that it was honestly well produced and directed. It starts with Johnny Manziel at a Texas A&M. I think it's like the Hall of Fame induction for him, right? At Texas A&M.
Sure.
And it's there's this like smash cut of people asking him for a picture or an autograph or to sign something, and it starts slow. It's like, hey, can I get a picture? Hey, can I get it? And it's just like, that has been this guy's life since he scored that touchdown against Alabama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That has been, and it's never not going to be his life, right? At least for now.
I guess.
I mean, everywhere he went at FCF, everywhere we went in Atlanta, everywhere we went when I was just with him and Bob Menery, it was wild and it was awesome. And he treated me, like you said, he is not like a lot of the other athletes, professional athletes that I've met in my life, a lot of other actors and actresses, super celebrities. Dude, Johnny Manziel can get recognized on any country in this world. He could.
Yeah.
He 100% could.
I guess I just don't understand. My question is like, does he have enough money to never work again? Like, is he just, what is his life for the next 40 years? What does he do?
He's invested in some things.
I guess maybe that's what you do is you take that money and you just try to.
I think so. I was thinking that we're going to talk about it. I think he's a partner in an A&M bar now, which I think will be in perpetuity be a moneymaker. Yeah, I know for a fact he does not have like FU money for the rest of his life. So I think he's going to continue to work and leverage this. And
that's why I wonder about guys like him and Tebow and like there's a few others where they're like massive income for very short compressed period of time, but then like after that, what is your life like? I guess you own a car dealership in Saskatchewan or whatever.
I mean, look at a guy like Keyshawn Johnson. I mean, he owns like 180 car washes.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they go into business. They partner with people. Some of them make really good business decisions. Some of them have really bad luck. I mean, there was a whole 30 for 30 about going broke as an athlete.
Yeah. Riveting. One of my favorite Johnny stories was I flew in late to Atlanta. Like I think I landed at like midnight, 1 a.m, and Johnny was also taking a flight in that landed about the same time I did. And so the league sent a car and we were splitting the car. We just rode together, and there's it's Manziel, Dees, they're holding little signs. We get off the plane and we're walking. And our driver, obviously there's crowds of people sneaking pictures or whatever. And this guy has no idea who Johnny is, no idea who I am. And he's like, are you guys famous or whatever? And Johnny goes, it's this guy, fucking legend, this guy, and like points to me. And the driver doesn't get it, and he keeps going, dude, what is it that you do? He kept asking this entire time, all the way driving in. He was like, it was a pleasure to meet you, man. It's like didn't care about Johnny at all. And it was great. Dude's a legend.
Yeah, is that awesome. Steve Kerr?
Yeah.
Johnny,
talk to you about 45
in Atlanta. I'd be like, Johnny, we got to play golf. He's like, let's play golf. And every time he comes, like, did you bring your clubs? He's like, I didn't. I'm like, Johnny.
Yeah,
we're supposed to go play golf. I got us a tea time every weekend.
Sounds right.
So the show name poll is up.
say,
We got the winner. I told you guys the winner was the Ink and Toner of the cat name poll. Show name poll for what we will be called next week is up right now. We got fan teacher conferences. That's pretty good. I like that.
Pretty strong.
Raisin Pains.
Ooh, Raisin Pains.
I shouldn't be eating that. All you can Jeef and cat content.
I shouldn't be eating that is my favorite. I think
pretty good.
Really
pretty darn
Kind of
good.
a bummer it isn't just meow.
Yeah.
Meow. Meow.
Anyway, but sorry, massive sidetrack from the Discord questions. I was really interested to hear what you think, Josh. Again, most of our relationship is predicated on pop culture recommendations, and so I really wanted to know what you thought of the documentary, and I can't wait to see it now.
Highly recommend it.
Can I recommend something real quick to you guys?
Please.
I know we got Discord questions and we're running out of time, but I think particularly you, Patrick, will love a movie I watched on Amazon Prime streaming called Just 1 Mile.
Okay.
It's just one mile.
Okay.
It is.
Can I guess what it's about? Can I guess what it's about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In 8th grade, you had to break 10 minutes in the mile in order to go to high school. That was it. You had to break 10 minutes in the mile. Now, a lot of people cheated and they still broke it, and everybody beat it, or the gym teacher just looked the other way. Is it about that story in Upper St. Clair, Pennsylvania?
Unbelievable. Upper St. Clair, Pennsylvania. It's set there. How did you know? It's amazing.
1990, riveting time in America.
No, it's about this crazy race that happens in Tennessee on this dude's property. That is a 1 mile loop, 320 feet of elevation gain and loss, 1 mile loop. People start the race. A bunch of people, like 40, 50 people start the race. And there is no end point for the race. It is a last man standing race. So you are going until everybody else quits.
It's incredible. What a premise.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Do you win something?
No, there's no prize. There's no money. There's no
other than the pride of saying you won that shit.
no
I would be telling everybody about it forever.
Dude, it focuses on this dude, this like former Navy SEAL dude who's like,
do they fight or they just keep running?
They just keep running. Day, night, nonstop. The only thing is you have to get back to the start. You have to do the loop in 20 minutes.
Oh,
you have 20 minutes to do the loop. So if you do the loop in 15 minutes, you can spend 5 minutes resting before the next start.
Okay.
But there's no sleeping. I mean, you could sleep for 5 minutes if you wanted, but you got to be ready to start the next loop within 20 minutes or you're disqualified. So you got to keep going. And these guys, like, they go for, I mean, I don't even want to spoil it, but it is.
I gotta watch. It's on Prime.
An absurd amount of time. Yes, it is amazing. And I was like crying through it because it's like inspiring because they just destroy themselves.
Oh, I can't wait to
pursuit
watch
of winning
this.
nothing.
I'm so excited about this.
It's incredible.
I am so excited.
Have you ever seen The Hand on Hard Body? It's sort of like that where they have to. Keep
stand. Yeah.
Okay. Discord questions are sort of evergreen at this point, but a lot of them are about app news, Dees. So
let's hit it.
I'm gonna end the show with some app news.
All right, so I know that we've been light on news, but like the advent of the app is the first major big beat in what's coming up in 2023. I would say we've got one more sprint, and then we're about ready to start beta testing it. So former fan council captains, we'll have early access opportunities in the beta. So keep an eye out. I think within about 10 days, I'd have to check that, but I would imagine we'll have a really strong update about next week. At the very least, within those 10 days, we will have announced what the beta testing program looks like. It'll be a short beta. It's a very polished beta. We feel really pretty good about it. We want to crash people against it. See, hey, what do we like? What do we like? And what's feedback? What doesn't work? Those types of things. And then that is going to be pushed live. And then we start kind of the major partner sports announcements and all that stuff. So app is coming soon. Again, we're about 10 days out. Josh and I saw a demo today of the Fanvatar stuff where you're able to pimp out your avatar with all of your own fan gear. You can take that Fanvatar into like hyper casual, fun little games where you actually play with your own created avatar. It's awesome. It's like super cool. So I think we're like about 10 days out. And again, a lot of the folks that are listening to the show and or watching it live will have the first opportunity to beta test it, try it out, tell us and we'll have a feedback submission program and all that. So more to come very, very soon.
Exciting.
There's a lot going on behind the scenes as far as some of the actual sporting events in 2023, and 2024 could be like the busiest year in the history of
It's heating up.
sports.
It's heating up.
It's heating up. There's a lot of heat. Jeff, if it's like when you go to Raising Cane's, you got to take the heat.
If you can't take the heat, get out the Dave's Hot Chicken store.
Yes,
I ordered number 5.
Is number 5 the hottest one?
No. It's 5 out of 10. Honestly, 5's got some kick. So I'm like, I'm not going too north of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going a 1. Do they have any like negative scores? I'm so weak. I'm so weak.
My wife, we bought this Thai, the Tom Kha Gai soup when I was sick.
Oh, Tom Kha Gai, the coconut. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it's so good. When you're sick, like that's our go-to, like just knock the cold out of us. So a while back, I had a little bit of a cold, and she's like, "I'm gonna order it," and she ordered it medium, and I was like, "Are you insane?
It gets
medium
hotter
from a Thai restaurant? What is it?"
If it sits in your fridge for a couple days, like the peppers like marinate in there and it gets worse. Josh introduced me to this Tom Kha Gai.
Yeah, Tom Kha. That time we came to your house.
That's the jam.
Amanda and I are like our third date. We went to this. Have you ever had Jitlada in LA?
Oh,
Jeff?
love Jitlada. Yeah.
Okay. So we went to Jitlada and we sat down. It was our first time, both of us there. And the woman comes up. She's like, what can you get? And we said, is it spicy? She was like, oh yeah, it's spicy. I was like, can you make it less spicy? She's like, oh yeah, we can make it less spicy. No problem. She brings it over about 3 minutes in. It's like the scene in not Along Came Polly. Is Along Came Polly? Yeah. That when she's like, you're sweating pretty profusely, right? Me and Amanda are both like, so what are you gonna do this weekend? What are your family? Because it was like our third date. We were still like getting to know one another. And I sweated through a shirt, my pants. It was embarrassing the amount of sweat.
She's a keeper though. She's a keeper though. You know what I mean? You got that experience out of the way. She came back, keeper.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys a quick story because when I was in high school, my buddy Eric decided he wanted to impress the parents of the girl he was dating, and they were Latinos, and so the dad was like had this collection of hot sauces, like insane hot sauces, and he was like, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna like ask him for like the best hot sauce. I'm gonna show him I'm amazing, I can handle it. I was like, you're dumb. But okay, so he goes there, he's having dinner with the family for the first time, high school kid, dating the girl, and he's like, tell me that the dad brings out a bottle of hot sauce that has a plastic 3-dimensional spider on it.
Sounds terrible.
Like you have to get past the spider to open the cap. It is telling you, do not eat this.
No, it's like a Rubik's Cube you have to solve.
Yeah. So he puts the spider thing on the thing. He's like freaking out. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He suddenly has to pee. Like he's gonna lose his bladder. He goes to the bathroom and he comes back and he's sitting there with the parents and he goes, I just went to the bathroom and I think I had some of the hot sauce on my fingers.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no.
Yeah. He started having a crotchular emergency.
No. Oh, that's terrible.
That's an episode of Friends right there. That's like
oh no. Yeah, can't you see Joey would do that all day, right? Like
yeah. Forget that.
My buddy in LA, his parents are both Mexican, but his dad is like on a different level of spice, right? And so we went to his house one time and we were eating and his dad was like, do you like spicy stuff? And I said, no. And my buddy goes, yeah, no, there's a scale. It's from Josh to actually being able to tolerate anything. Anything spicy. We go to Buffalo Wings. I'm like, can you guys just give me the dry wing? I just want the chicken. And blue cheese. I'm so bad. It's so bad. My dad, we'll go out to eat. My dad's like, anything but Mexican. He can't even like walk into a Mexican restaurant like fajitas go by and he
keep your voice down. Like, people are gonna miss
Yeah.
Well, the poll has ended. We will be called Raising Pains next week.
Fantastic.
Raising Pains. Thank you for voting, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here on Thursdays. We love it. We know the news is slow and coming, but we're still enjoying hanging out, talking with all y'all. keeping the train rolling until we can actually share some cool stuff, which
Choo choo.
not too far away. Not too far away. So stick with us every Thursday here at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. Fellas, this is fun.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Until then.
Wait, don't keep talking, Jeff. Okay, go ahead.
Till that time. Power to the fans.
Power to the fans.
Fans.